Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in.
Hi, this is Melinda from melindaz.com, and welcome back to our series on boundaries. This is part 2 of a 4-part series, and today we're going to talk about that dreaded element of boundaries, saying no. How do we say no without all the guilt and the conflict and all the inner turmoil that we give ourselves about saying no? So, first of all, let's review. Boundaries define us. They define what is me and what is not me. A boundary shows me where I end and someone else begins, leading me to a sense of ownership. Knowing what I am to own and take responsibility for gives me freedom. Okay? So if you need more of a review on that, then go to melindaz.com, click on videos on the navigation bar, find video 9, called Boundaries, and watch it, and then you can come back to number 10. So let's get right to today's topic, saying no. When invited to go somewhere you don't want to go, when given work that is not your responsibility, when offered an opportunity that you don't want, when pressured into any activity you wish to avoid, or basically for anything you don't want, it is okay to say no. So, how do we do that? The rule of no is a complete sentence and it doesn't require justification or explanation. Okay? No is a complete sentence and it does not require justification or explanation. No is a complete sentence. It does not require justification or explanation. And that's it. Okay, bye. Did I get you? I hope I got you. But it is kind of ridiculous, right? People just say that. They spew it. No is a complete sentence. The end. Goodbye. And then they leave you with that. What are you supposed to do with that? The truth is yes. Sometimes with some people and in some situations, no is a complete sentence that requires no explanation. But sometimes it's not. That's just the reality of no. When does no require some more words? Some family situations, sometimes at work, sometimes in a social situation, case by case. I'm not telling you that you necessarily need to give an explanation, but to say no so cold, so sharply, it can leave somebody very perplexed. It can leave them with really negative thoughts about you that are not necessary to have because you're not coming from a negative place, but that's how they perceive it. And it could potentially change the relationship because of it, because they just see you as like shut down rather than sharing. So I think it's okay to give limited information, but more importantly, communicating warmth, positivity, and goodwill, right? It is important to remember you can be a good person with a kind heart and still say no. It is also important to remember that the first thing you need to learn is that the person who gets angry at you for setting up boundaries, like saying no, they are the one with the problem. That is not your issue. That is theirs. So why are we afraid to say no? Most of the fear around saying no is imagined. We project what we predict the other person will say or how they will react. Mostly those words include guilt, disappointment, conflict. Maybe we're worried about a personal attack, that they're going to dredge up something from the past and try to hurt us with it. And we don't want to do that, so we just avoid it. Maybe we're afraid it's going to end the relationship. You know what? All of this stuff may very well happen, but it is what it is. You have to confront it if you want to assert yourself. And also, we use the past experience as a basis for fear. So let's think about what is the truth of those experiences. The last time you said no to Sally, did she have a reaction at all? And if she did that reaction pass? Was that whole thing forgotten? Are you upset that you missed that previous time that you said no? Like when you said no to something, did Kanye West show up and hand out $1 million to every person and you're like, oh, I wish I'd gone? Or did you enjoy the time that you had doing something else? Maybe you even had a life-changing experience that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So, we have to really be honest about it. What is the truth of the fear? And also, why are we afraid of it? Okay. Things to think about for yourself. So before you just go and say no willy-nilly, I don't want that necessarily to be your first reaction to things, but be honest with yourself. Know your why. Why don't you want to do something? Do you really not want to do it? Is it this particular occasion? Is it this particular person? Is it something negative? Is it about pride? Is it about spite, resentment, jealousy? Are you trying to prove something by saying no, or do you authentically want to just not do it? Right? Or lastly, how often do you say no? Is this a habit, or do you typically say yes to things? Are you that active, sociable person who accepts invitations and this occasion is a no? Or do you always say no? Are you hiding from things? Are you introverting? Are you removing yourself from life? Because that could be a sign of something else that we'd want to explore. But so you need to think about this for yourself, examine and analyze yourself. You don't have to share this with anybody, but you need to have that in the back of your head because you need to understand that why. And we'll talk about that in 1 second to know why you need to do that. Here are some examples. So the boss comes up to Jim. This is a work example. The boss says, Jim, we just picked up a new account. There's so much paperwork that needs to be processed. I'm going to bring the file to you. Can you have it done by the end of the week? And Jim, here's the deal. He used to be a sales assistant, but now he got promoted and he's a sales executive. And he's got all this work that he has to do in order to establish himself in his new role. So while he wants to be a team player and he wants to help out, he also doesn't really want to backtrack into an old role. And he also has to do all this work that he has on himself. So he doesn't want to create more work for himself. But he just looks at the boss and says, no. How is that an answer in this situation? How can you look at your boss and just say no, and that's it? What about if Jim said this? Thank you so much for entrusting me with such an important task. I'm actually in the middle of a few sales deals that are really taking up all my time. But, I know that the intern, Ian, he's been really looking for a chance to make an impact in the company, and he would be a great person for the job. Do you want me to show you where he sits? So with this answer, Jim is saying no, but he's doing it in a way that acknowledges that the boss is giving him what the boss perceives to be a good opportunity. He's asserting himself as to who he is now. I'm no longer an assistant. I am a sales executive. Who knows? Maybe the boss forgot. Maybe the boss didn't even know. Maybe he was so high up in the chain that he wasn't even aware that Jim got the promotion. Jim is offering a solution, and then he's offering assistance. Let me introduce you to this other person who's going to do a great job, and everybody wins. The boss wins, Jim wins, win-win. That's the way you want to go. Family example, your cousin calls you up. Carla, Uncle Peter's turning 70 and we're having a celebration here in Los Angeles. That's my Valley Girl accent. Most of the family still lives in Dallas and they can't make it, but since you're so close in Las Vegas, you have to come and represent the family. Uncle Peter will be so excited to see you. Here's the deal. Carla has nothing planned that weekend, nothing in a good way. She's going to binge some Netflix. She's going to do some laundry. She's going to organize her closet. And not to mention the fact that LA and Las Vegas are 4 hours each way. So she doesn't want to take this long car trip. And, she wants to be part of the family, but she'll just send Uncle Peter a gift, right? Okay. Instead, Carla looks at her cousin or on the phone and she goes, no. Carla her cousin in the meantime is probably like, what the hell? And she might freak out. She might get upset. She might think badly of Carla. Who knows? What about if Carla does this? Oh, that sounds like so much fun. But, I just checked Google Maps and I just would not be able to do that 8+ hour drive right now. Thanks so much for including me, though. Wait, hey, while I have you, can you confirm Uncle Peter's address? I'd like to send him a gift for his birthday. That's it. She's done everything she needs to do. She's acknowledged the invitation. She's thanked them. She's said a reasonable reason why she can't go. I mean, let's face it. For 8 hours round trip, the family in Dallas could hop a plane and do the trip as well. So why should that obligation be different for Carla, right? And then she's also saying, I want to be part of the family. I want to be included. I want to give Uncle Peter a gift. Last example, a friend calls up Kim. Kim, I got engaged. We're renting a party bus and we're going to go bar hopping all over town. Meet me at my place at 5. We're going to pregame and then we're going to go out, and don't make any plans for Sunday because you're going to need to recover. Woo! Well, here's the deal. Kim just recently got sober and she's working a program, but she hasn't told her friends about it and she doesn't really want to yet, just for personal reasons. So she knows she can go on this, night out and not drink. But the truth of the matter is she just doesn't want to be around that alcohol. She's not ready yet. She doesn't want to be around a bunch of drunk girls because let's face it, that's kind of annoying when you're sober. And also she just doesn't really want to spend the night answering questions as to why she's not drinking. So instead what she says is, no, thank you. But have fun though. And hey, congratulations on your engagement. I'd better get a save the date notice. So here she's asserting herself, no, I don't want to come. Have fun. And yes, friend, this is all about you. Congratulations on your engagement. And I do want to be included in future events. I want to come to your wedding. You know, she's keeping that relationship momentum going while saying no to this particular thing. And then if I said nothing else in this, I need to say this. You can't control other people. You can only control your reactions to them. You can't control what other people think, what they say about you, what they do. You can't control their behavior. All you can do is you can control your reaction to it. And again, going back to knowing your why are you saying no to this particular thing? And if you're strong in your no, if you're solid in your no, then you won't react because you'll understand. You'll have that belief in yourself. You'll have that confidence in your decision to say no. So remember, you are not doing anything wrong. And if they get angry at you for holding up your boundaries, then that's their problem. Okay? That's it. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about saying yes. And Friday, we're going to do that mini masterclass on relationships and boundaries. We're also going to talk about toxic relationships and how to identify and what to do, how we decide who gets to be part of our lives and how we get rid of the ones that don't. Downloads still coming. And next week about forgiveness. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here. Well, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. So say no tonight to something. Practice. It takes practice, but you'll do great. See you tomorrow. Bye.